Hello, welcome to the World Cup 2023.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Today we are continuing the round of 24 matches, and we will have an American player, SCOTTOBOZO, playing the German player, MARQ. SCOTTOBOZO is well known for a perfect 18-start game on NTC using RNG manipulation. He qualified as seed 16 with 603,000 qualifying score and plays MARQ, who was seed 17 and lost to SCOTTOBOZO by 72 points in the qualification round, and that forced him to play in the round of 32 match, which he won 5-4 against Smooth.
Here we have the bracket. We are fully in the round of 24 now. Round of 32 has already been concluded. A lot of deciders there. All the matches in the upper half ended in deciders. MARQ was one of the players to prevail. Now we are the round of 24.
And the winner will face the one and only Adam MTS, which happens to be my co-commentator. So Adam, you're probably very curious what your opponents are going to show. I hope you'll take some notes and take the advantage of their weaknesses in the round of 16.
Well, we'll see. I truly believe I need to train more.
And you have already enough of your own, as I said, imperfections, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see how the game goes today. This is a match of round of 24, as we said. This round and round of 16 are still best of 9s, level 18 starts only, and only for starting in round of quarterfinals and semifinals will be best 11s. Yeah, so you can see the upper part of the bracket, and now the players' profiles. As we said, MARQ already played one match and won 5-4 in a little bit shaky match against Smooth. He wasn't playing at his own place, but promised us that he will be fully prepared for the match today. So let's hope he will keep his word. And we have also SCOTTOBOZO, who is new to the PAL scene. His PALDAS PB is currently at 634, but I truly believe he can do better. So let's see how well he prepared for the match against MARQ today. And I would like to say big thank you to Massive Zebra, who joined our server today and donated $20 to the prize pool, which stands at $600 right now. $600 is the guaranteed prize pool for the Lulpo Cup right now. So the players who are already in the quarterfinals, MARQ and Jepper, are guaranteed at least $29. $30 right now, sorry, not 29, $30 is guaranteed for both of them. Who will join the group? This we will know this week, because we are going to finish the round of 24 matches, and then the 2 matches of round of 16 are already scheduled for the weekend. And as soon as the round of 24 matches are finished, we will ask the players to schedule their round of 16 matches as well. So in ideal world, after this weekend, we should know all of the players from the quarterfinals and all of the players who earn some nice prize money of this year's LOL Cup. And if I recall it correctly, just after his qualification run, MARQ told us he wants to be in the money. So in order to be in the money, he needs to win the match today against Scotto. I'm very curious what happens, and I hope it will be a very great and high level match. Hello, DogPie314. Welcome in the chat.
Hello. Players, are you ready to start? I see SCOTTOBOZO doesn't have the technology to do SPS. Hello, Pumpy.
he probably
Hello,
is.
RVP.
Welcome in the chat. Yeah, as far as I know, Scotto is playing on Fractal's ROM, so there won't be same piece sets possibility. So the RNG factor will also decide about the outcome. Hopefully not, but you know, those moments where we're approaching transition and one player's get routed, the other not, might affect a little bit, but let's hope not.
And Bob is ready, so we can start the match in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Let's go, guys. Good luck and have fun.
Pal, Das, level 18, best of 9. And Bob started.
Both waiting for the first Tetris of the game, and both not getting long bars, and both are playing different seats. What a game it is.
Yes, this is a very dramatic start for both. Scotto finally gets the long bar. They're in kind of trouble, but with this number, it's out of them, and with this number gets the Tetris.
Yeah, so even if you are not playing the same piece, the game can also be cruel to you. Oh, and MARQ with a weird J placement should be able to work around it, but it requires some precise placements, which he does, and MARQ is clean. Score updates 86 for Scotto, 64 for MARQ at the moment.
It's very interesting. MARQ looked as if he wanted to set up for the third Tetris there, but with the next piece possible to burn, decided to go back to the right. Didn't slow him down, fortunately for him. Oh, that was a very interesting solve.
And meanwhile, Scotto is playing a very, very clean game. He's able to take the chance to build a small lead, like 2.5 Tetrises right now. It's going very efficient, so it won't be easy match for MARQ for sure. We know Scotto from the NTSC scene that he can play this game very well, so if he's able to adjust to those PAL timings, he won't be an easy opponent to beat. $191 for Scotto, 129 for MARQ. Scotto takes another Tetris, and MARQ as well. And Scotto is getting very, very many long bars in the recent time, and was able to build an 80k lead, about 4 Tetrises after 60 lines. So very efficient play by Scotto. And MARQ a little bit dangerous. Okay, gets those spins and gets a Tetris. Brings the stack a little bit down. 181 for MARQ, 262 for Scotto.
Scott now with about 100,000 points lead, basically out of nowhere. None of the players was in a serious dig anything. Just
Yeah,
the
but this is what
efficiency of SCOTTOBOZO is much higher.
and this is, Adam, also the same thing which we said in the previous streams. You take those small chances, one Tetris here, another Tetris there, and then in the run of the whole game, it can convert to a 100k lead. So yeah, but right now Scotto with a first cleanups which happened very quickly. MARQ takes a Tetris, 266 for MARQ, 342 for Scotto. Players are not yet at 100 lines, so there is still a chance for MARQ to catch up on level 18. And Scotto now with few holes in his stack. And this will require
This is a very
long
dangerous
bar.
situation for Scotto. He didn't decide to burn it. Scotto will top out. MARQ, in order to take this game, needs to get to 348,000 points. 348,000 points. And MARQ is in a lot of trouble. Line out won't do. Line out till level 19 won't do. He needs one Tetris and a line out. He's doing a very good job trying to dig out of that. And with this, will be out of that. Now he needs one more Tetris to take this game. Gets the number and the Tetris.
And MARQ wins the first game. And leads 1-0. Yeah, Scotto was setting the pace, but then got into troubles. Wasn't able to survive. MARQ was still alive, took the game, and it's leading 1-0.
Both is ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. MARQ is starting much slower than Scotto once again. To burn 5 lines already. It's not Tetris ready yet. It doesn't decide to go for that setup. Oh, what? That was some very weird decision by him. No time for this Tetris. Only now he gets his first one. It was very slow stacking. What is MARQ doing? Oh well.
And meanwhile, Scotto with 97k, about 2 Tetrises advantage after about 20 lines. And MARQ with some weird placements. Oh, it will be very difficult for MARQ to survive.
I don't think there's any way out of that unless some truly miraculous RNG and series of quick taps. Will he get a sign to the left? He won't get anything to the left. Scotto takes the game.
Oh my god, that escalated quickly on MARQ's sides. And we have 1-1 after 2 games. Will we follow the well-known scenario? 2-2 after the 4 games with 2 full games and 2 early top-outs?
Well, it's been happening quite a lot in this tournament. Really can't be one of them. Both is ready. Next time starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Certain players are in.
MARQ finally with a clean start. Let's go to this time. Yet another clean start. What is MARQ doing on the right? What is happening? That was so aggressive by him. Wow. Oh well. It's now in trouble. Will be able to decode it, but this won't be a Tetris, and Scotto has a great chance to build kind of elite. I mean, Mark, will he decide to burn down? No, he won't. So Scotto will play with the board advantage for quite some lines, most likely. Now Mark has a chance to transform and gets the number for the transform. Very fortunate series of pieces for him.
And Mark also has a 1 Tetris lead at this stage of the game. There's another... no, that wasn't Tetris, sorry. 133 for Mark, 123 for Scotto. Scotto with 172, Mark with 179. So they are very close after 44 lines. And both players without major problems or the board. But as I said it, Scotto misdropped the T. Shouldn't be anything fatal, but definitely slows him down a little bit.
Mark now taking the advantage of 1 Tetris, but Scotto immediately out of his deck basically. So this 1 Tetris of advantage for Mark will be it for this game. But he maintains that there's always a very good spot actually. If you're 1 Tetris ahead, order for your opponent to take the 1 Tetris lead, then we have to score 2 Tetrises more than you.
And right now, Scotto isn't in a position to score a Tetris.
Especially with a game so short like this one. 2 Tetris, 8 lines. 8 lines, it's like well over 5% of the game. It's quite a lot of time. Mark is waiting for the Lombard, doesn't get it on time. Has to dig a bit, but gets the Lombard eventually. Scotto is going for this very aggressive center well. Oh, was this a misdrop or a adjustment? But it works out perfectly with these pieces. Now it's only 1 Tetris ahead once again, despite having to play with this kind of center well. Mark playing one of the ground. Well, this game is kind of dirty for both players actually.
Yeah,
They
but
both have
Scotto...
really great scores.
Yeah, Scotto, despite being but despite being dirty, his board being dirty, sorry, Scotto, not you, finds a way to squeeze a Tetris here and there and keeps the pace up with Mark. So Mark is not able to build a significant lead. Right now there are only 1000 points apart from each other, and Mark gets another Tetris, 386 for Mark after 101 lines, 336 for Scotto, so there's about 1 Tetris lead at the 100 lines point in this game. Advantage for Mark, of course. But both players are going clean, and Scotto with some weird decisions from my point of view, but it works for him. He gets another Tetris and is 412. Mark is at 456. We're approaching level 19 transition, and Mark has an advantage. So
Mark has
see
an
how
advantage of over 2 Tetrises now, or just about 2 Tetrises, and Scotto has room for only 3 more. Mark is clean. It really looks like Scotto will need some 19 play, and Scotto is on the verge of topping out. Scotto will top out. Mark takes the game.
Yeah, Scotto wanted to go for those Tetrises, but it didn't go well for him, and Marx takes the game. Welcome, Hearts Not Dogs. Welcome, Ro24 in the chat. Hello.
Hello.
And let's see how far Mark can go on level 19. Just to remind you, in the Lolpo Cup, we truly encourage players to mullen level 19. So yeah, let's see what Mark is capable of.
very clean lead
540.
for now.
Mm-hmm.
Still has to get rid of this hole. Has a chance, gets it, but doesn't get the piece to go back to the very bottom. He will have to sacrifice once again. Now he will be perfectly clean. Oh, he was trying to set up for a Tetris there, and it didn't work out. Doesn't manage to bring this out to left. That is gonna bait for this game for Mark. And he's immediately ready. So the next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
So Mark with a full game, 546, is a nice score to get. So let's see if those 3 games were enough for the players to truly warm up and feel the tournament vibes, or do we need 1 or 2 more games for them in order to be fully prepared? But now Scotto has some challenges on his side. Should be able to clean it, and Mark is going very aggressively. Okay, gets the pieces he needs, but okay, he gets the long bar, because without a long bar it would have been very dangerous for him. 121 meanwhile for Mark, and 62k for Scotto. So about 3 Tetrises late for Mark after 30 lines.
This time, Mark's advantage is getting slowly but surely pretty significant.
Yeah, but Mark won't be ready for the Tetris for a few lines, so there is the chance for Scotto to catch up a little bit. Mark has a few more lines to burn. Scotto is ready, but doesn't get a long bar, so wasn't fully able to convert this chance. Still waiting for a long bar, now finally gets it. And Mark, meanwhile, is clean. 222 for Mark, 161 for Scotto. So we are about those 3 Tetrises. We are maintaining those 3 Tetrises lead for Mark from the earlier stages of the game. We are approaching 60 lines, so yeah, about a half of a level to go before we transition to the level 19 speeds. Mark 246, Scotto 185. Another Tetris, 273 after 67 lines. And Scotto is waiting for a long bar for another Tetris. He doesn't get it. Now he needs to do some cleaning. He does it in a very clever way. But where are the long bars for Scotto? Oh, there is a long bar when he does not need it. Another one when he's not Tetris ready. Typical Power RNG. Okay, Apple RNG. And now Scotto is Tetris ready and is waiting for a long bar one more time. And one more time does not get it when he's ready. What a difficult game for Scotto it is. Where is the long bar for Scotto? Come on! Oh, there is the long bar when he's not ready. So Scotto will have to wait for another chance. And finally gets a long bar, finally gets a Tetris. 251 for Scotto, and Mark, meanwhile, with 370, Mark was able to build a lead while Scotto was in the drought. But now Mark has some solves to do on his side, but should be fine. Or yeah, should be fine.
Mark is still leading by over 120,000 points. That's a massive lead. I really don't see Scotto managing to catch up on that on level 18 only, especially as Mark is getting out of his problems. lead is just too huge for that. Scotto will need some 19 play in order to take this game. Now it's all up to MARQ how much of the 19 play Scotto will have to do. MARQ 450 at 113 lines, Scotto 330 at 118 lines. So now Scotto mathematically needs 19 play, and quite a lot of it. Most likely the best he's ever played. Set up for the center Tetris. MARQ also set up for Tetris. Gets it. MARQ will transition with about 100,000 lead. No probability. Scotto was unable to get the Tetris on 18, getting yet another drought. Has to deal with that triple. Scotto transitioned with 380, MARQ with 510. That is a huge advantage for MARQ, and he's playing on 19 as well. Scotto immediately his drops. That's gonna be it for him. MARQ takes the game.
Yeah, MARQ with another deep run. MARQ finally starts to give us impression that he feels the game, that despite some maybe some slight imperfection, is able to hold the game under the control, and now is leading 3-1. But to be honest, Scotto was very unfortunate with those long bars in the last game. Every time he was Tetris ready, the long bar didn't come, and he had to cover the well. Yeah, Scotto, positive thinking. Next time I get bars when I'm Tetris ready, surely. I wish you this.
Next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Yeah.
We wish you all the long bars.
Maybe not all, but when they are about to.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Yeah, playing the game with all the long bars wouldn't be a big challenge, but could be very boring, so yeah. Let's see how it goes. Scotto with an early Tetris. MARQ as well. Oh, and Scotto got 3 long bars in a row. So you wished Scotto those long bars, and immediately after those wishes, Scotto got those long bars. Another long bar when he was Tetris ready. Now he gets 2 long bars in a row when he's not Tetris ready. So yeah, maybe the RNG want to give him another long bar for Scotto, and another one. So he gets so many long bars in this game. But when you get them too often, when you're not Tetris ready, they can make also a little bit of a damage to your stack. So as I said, everything is good, but when you get it too much...
The support of Scotto's is pretty difficult actually, because it really doesn't look like he will be able to open up this bottom hole anytime soon.
But MARQ has the bottom hole in the same place. Okay, but MARQ cleans his bottom hole?
Yes, MARQ's one was way easier to open up. There's a lot of weight put on top of it. Now he's heavily drotted, finally gets the long bar. That was a very tough situation for him. He'll have to burn a bit once again, but now he's about 2 Tetris ahead, so maybe there won't be that much of damage done in terms of the score. Yes, clean the bottom hole. What do you mean? All your dirty thoughts. You're naughty, you're naughty.
But let's go back to the players. 191 for Scotto, 186 for MARQ. MARQ gets a Tetris, 209. Scotto is triple ready and is opening the well. Is now center well ready, 215 for Scotto, 231 for MARQ. So MARQ is about, not full on Tetris lead at the moment.
Well, it looks like now the players seem to be playing like clearly and undoubtedly better, but MARQ so far outpaces Scotto in all 4 of 5 games they played.
No, in the first game, Scotto was in the lead, the top out, and MARQ had to make
Yes,
some kind of a
that's
strategy down.
the one I meant. That's why 4 out of 5, not all of them, but in all the other ones, it's all getting very, very well for him. I was waiting for the Lombard, finally gets it. Doesn't decide to switch to the 8th counter too well and to get the Lombard, but no, does it. And the statue is ready yet again. Oh, what is this dependency on the left he created now? Didn't necessary, but gets number fortunately for him. In the meantime, Scotto managed to make a lead of 1 Tetris. With this Tetris of MARQ, we are perfectly even.
But Scotto scores another Tetris. MARQ is not yet Tetris ready. MARQ needs to prepare it. But his board isn't perfect, and he creates another long board dependency on column 3. Decides to bring it down a little bit, and now scores a Tetris, and now Scotto in a lot of trouble.
It's looking like it's gonna be it for Scotto. I don't see anything getting to this left. Nothing gets in there. Scotto tops out, and MARQ is already ahead by about half of Tetris, so he takes the game, leading 4-1 now. Out of nowhere, basically.
Yes, Scotto had some struggle games, and now MARQ is on a match point.
Bob is ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Hello, hearts, not dots.
Hello.
This time MARQ is starting with quite a lot of trouble actually. Doesn't get the pieces to get out of that, and I believe this L was a misdrop. Now is in a very dangerous situation. But gets maybe this wasn't a misdrop. That's interesting. It was.
Maybe it was.
It was a very aggressive placement. Maybe it
Maybe
was
it's something
actually. Yeah.
Maybe it was something we don't understand, Adam.
Well, I can see the idea behind it, but it would be very, very aggressive. It's very interesting play. Nevertheless, now is about 2.5 Tetrises behind, and with this Tetris of Scotto, about 80,000 points behind. This time Scotto with much better start, MARQ.
And Scotto gets another Tetris, 165 for Scotto, 110 for MARQ. So there are about 3 Tetrises lead for Scotto. Okay, MARQ with S and Z misdrops will require some dig. So there are more chances for Scotto to extend his almost 100k lead.
Scotto is playing an excellent game himself. 283 at 60 lines flat. Scott
Yeah,
now
but now
with over 100,000 points lead. And in kind of a dig, nothing that should be too dangerous, but it's very high. Can't really afford any misplacements at this height. Oh, goes for this Lombard dependency. Gets Lombard, fortunately. Very fortunate for him, but MARQ is catching up. Now only about 3 Tetris behind, maybe 3.5. With clearly much better board, but with this add to the right, Scotto will be clean. Very soon he will be open. But nevertheless, the lead has been reduced to 2 Tetrises for a second. Scotto gets yet another one. So it's back 3.
And Scotto got nice 3 long bars in a row, which helped him to set up a Tetris and score a Tetris. 399 for Scotto, 328 for MARQ, 106, 104 lines. So yeah, they're very near in terms of lines. So yeah, this is a true about 3.5 Tetris lead for Scotto at the moment.
We can't forget MARQ can play on 19, and Scotto seems to be much. Scotto's efficiency on 19 seems to be much worse than MARQ's in this match. So even if Scotto transitions with about 2 or 3 Tetris advantage, it doesn't mean the game is over by any means. Scotto with 451 and 121 lines gets a Tetris. MARQ with 381 and 120 lines, so now MARQ mathematically needs 19 play in order to take this game. Scotto got yet another Tetris, and now he's trying to go for this last one. But is going on the left, gets the Lombard. Will he be able to survive it? Transitions with 522, will be with about 80,000 points advantage most likely. MARQ transitions as well, but on the right, well, and he doesn't get the Lombard. This left is looking like it's game over for MARQ, and it is. So Scotto takes the game, surviving the first match point of MARQ's. And both players are immediately ready, so we can start the next game in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Scotto needs to win 3 games in a row in order to advance to the next round. MARQ needs only 1. Hello Gunther, welcome in the chat.
Hello.
Okay, quick score update, 101 for Scotto, 98 for MARQ. Scotto got the Tetris meanwhile. MARQ waits for the long bar and gets it as well. So 124 plays 120 after 29 lines.
Very regular, decent game for both so far. Nothing extraordinary happening. That was very interesting safety burn for MARQ. Let's go with Lombard into the wall. It's all out, but this made Scotto able to get rid of 1 Tetris, now extended to 2 Tetrises.
Another Tetris for Scotto, another for MARQ. So Scotto has a true 1 Tetris lead after 51 lines. Marx needs to fix his left side. Oh, and now, okay, this is only one burn, but still some work to be done, and Mark building a finished tower in the middle of his board.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Vandy. Welcome in the chat. Okay, so Scotto with 297 after 69 lies, and Mark with 212. And Merke, the defending Lolpo Cup champion, is also here. So welcome, Merke. Hello.
Hello. Mark is going to be out of this league very, very soon, but it looks like he will be over 100,000 points behind, and he's got to leading massively. Second game in a row. It's quite important to notice that games 4 and 5 Scott lost were not such low scores by any means. They were both pretty decent. One, both very high 300Ks. Now he has even a chance for a 600K transition mathematically, but won't go for that surely. And this maze drop will slow him down a bit. It shouldn't be anything fatal, or anything that would make him fall behind in points too much. But Mark is catching up, now only 2 Tetrises behind. Scotto.
And also 6 lines behind, so yeah, there is still potential for Mark to catch up on 18.
Scotto 408 at 108 lines, Mark 382 and 105 lines. So the lead is definitely on the Scotto side, but it has been reduced quite a lot compared to what it used to be just about 30 lines ago.
And Scotto is going strong. It looks like it might be a 500k transition to level 19.
It really looks
But
like
Mark...
it will be. Mark is not that far behind. Scotto really wants to set up for this Tetris because otherwise he will have no lead at the transition if Mark gets all the Tetrises, but Mark won't get all the Tetrises, so Mark now mathematically needs 19 play in order to take this game. The previous game he was in a very similar situation and went too aggressively, topping out immediately. What will he do this time? Scotto transitions with 531. Mark really needs to burn. It looks like we'll survive this transition. We're going very wisely. Scotto will top out. What will be the score of Scotto's? Scotto's top out score is 536, and Mark gets the Tetris. Mark, in order to take the game and the match, need to get to 537,000 points. 537,000 points, and Mark is setting up for Tetrises. Got yet another one. Now he's about 13,000 points away from taking the game and the match, but this left needs some pieces, and this misdrop on the right will cause a lot of trouble. I don't think there's any way of getting these missing points. He won't be able to do that. Scotto prevails, taking the game. Mark was so close.
6,000 points. 6,000 points. 536.9 for Scotto and 528 for Mark. So 8,000 points decided that we have 3-4. 3-4. Scotto is fighting like a lion.
Both is ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Mark went kind of aggressive for this yet another Tetris, the third Tetris on level 21, losing control of the board eventually. Pretty sure if he had decided to burn there instead of going for this Tetris, he would have gotten enough points to take this game. Now Scott wins 2 on the spot. He was 4-1 behind. Now he's 4-3 behind. So in a really great situation compared to what it used to be. Still in trouble. It's MARQ who has the match point. Now Scotto is fighting. Just to get the chance of the decider.
Scotto has to feel a little way much better because last 2 games he scored 2 500 plus K games in a row. So definitely a confidence boost for the American player. And yeah, Gunther says someone would come back from 1 to 4. Yeah, Gunther knows something about it.
Yes, just to remind you, in the round of 32, do I remember correctly? 32? Let me check. Yes, in the round of 32 match, Ro24 led Gunther 4-1, and Gunther won all the remaining 4 games on the spot to take the match, the decider. It can still happen in this match, who knows? Scotto with an advantage of about 2 Tetrises now. Scotto 148 at 9 and 39 lines. MARQ with 112 at 40 lines. Definitely advantage Scotto. Once again, Scotto started to play very efficiently.
And finally gets the long burst when he's Tetris ready. Don't forget this, Adam.
Yes, Scotto. That's just the thing I said at the beginning when MARQ was getting this huge advantage. It really doesn't look like anybody was so much better in terms of the gameplay. Just MARQ getting better scores out of nowhere every single time. Now it all switched around. Also at this point MARQ doesn't seem to be the inferior player.
Yeah, MARQ also scored a 500k game in the last game. So yeah, there's no like early top outs in the last games, but the players are going 100 line plus. So yeah, definitely the last games show how efficient those 2 players can be, and that it wasn't a coincidence that they finished the qualifiers with very similar seedings and with very similar scores, because the match is also very close. Yeah, we have score updates: 307 for Scotto and 300 for MARQ.
Scotto had to dig a bit, which caused him to lose the lead. Has to open up. Now it looks like MARQ has taken a lead of about half a Tetris efficiently, considering line difference. Now he's leading by almost a Tetris, and Scotto is kind of burning once again. Scotto's board is getting pretty difficult, but with this number it will be all fine, I'm sure. Still has to open it a bit. It's much better now. He doesn't want to close the well, has to do it finally. Now it's open and getting trotted massively, and this caused MARQ to get a lead of about 2.5 Tetrises. Scotto 391 and 109 lines. MARQ 419 at 105 lines, so now it's definitely advantage MARQ and his 4 lines behind. Scotto is now in massive trouble tournament-wise, and with this misdrop that is gonna be very difficult. Needs something to fill this very soon, otherwise we need some extensive 19 play just to survive, just to stay in the tournament. It's looking very difficult now. One more Tetris and Scotto will need 19 play to take the game. Now, mathematically, he needs 19 play. Scotto, you have 19 play, save its transition. MARQ will have a huge advantage once you get both remaining Tetrises now. Scotto is in huge trouble, he won't transition cleanly. This triple is transition. Scotto, it looks like that was a misdrop. Will he be able to do anything on the left? I don't think so. This left means game over. That's gonna be it for Scotto, and MARQ takes the game and the match.
And let's see how far Mark can go in his victory lap. Another over 500k game. Can Mark do something about it to make it to 600? Yes, GG's Scotto, thank you for the participation in the tournament. Very, very nice effort from your side, but as we can see, Mark promised us last time that he will be playing better today than the last time against Smooth, and he kept his promise. So thank you, Mark, for this. And now let's finish the match with a 600k game.
Sport is still survivable, but very difficult now. There are no burns on the right accessible. Now a series of L's is needed, and with this one, that's gonna beat Mark tops out with 580. That's the highest score of the match, I believe. Yes, it is.
In my okay, Scotto had a 57 piece drought in his first game of a competitive Pal Tetris. That was harsh. But anyway, Scotto, thank you for your participation in the tournament. It's nice to see American players playing Pal, especially in the DAS version of Tetris. So very, very nice that you played, and not only you, but other American players as well. I hope you enjoyed your journey here, and I wish to see you in more of the PAL Tetris tournaments.
Let's take a look at the brackets. Mark has advanced to the round of 16. 2 more spots are left for taking in the round of 16. Team versus Camper, which is gonna happen this Friday, and SB versus Yami, which we don't know when it will happen due to so-called technical issues, but we'll manage. Local Cup is really getting into its deciding phases.
And I already checked the statistics of the match, and Mark and Scotto, you scored in total 6.6 million points, which is right now the highest scoring match of the tournament. So very, very nice, both of you. 6.6 million points, the highest scoring game of the tournament. That was great. That was great. You've really done well, both of you. Very few. This was like Mark with 24 lines, and Scotto with 98 lines in the game number 1, and other 6 games. Both of the players went deeply into over 100 plus lines. As you can see on your screen, Scotto's average losing lines is 121, Mark 104. Nice highest scores, nice highest lines. So yeah, a very, very nice match in the round of 24. So Adam, prepare, because Mark seems to be ready for you.
Well, I need to train more indeed.
Yeah, less than 2,000 lines, but still the best score. Yeah, they were efficient, very efficient. That's true, Gunter, but the highest combined lines match of the tournament is still the match Gunter versus Ro24 in the round of 32. So, Gunter, you are part of the statistics as well. But as we are going to more and more advanced phases of the tournament, then definitely the records will be broken. And we hope to see more of this. Mark wins 5-3. Scotto showed a very nice performance in his first competitive PAL match. And now it's time to schedule Mark versus Adam. I hope we can see the match during the weekend. We already have 2 very nice matches scheduled for Saturday. MARQ Migas versus Tugi and Nenu versus Hazuli. We had also another MARQ playing with Ada on Saturday. So I hope everyone takes their popcorn and joins us on the Lolbua Cup 2023.
I guess that's it for today's stream.
Yeah, let's see who's playing Tetris. Let's write
I
someone.
see GeoWolf is playing it. He seems to be one of the only players streaming Tetris currently. So let's rate him. We have the rate. Our next scheduled match is tournament once again on Friday, April the 14th. That is in 2 days. Day after tomorrow, Team versus Camper, British Derby at 20 UTC.
Thanks for watching today. Have a nice rest of the day and see you on Friday. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.